So y'all, as I begin this process of painting my ceiling, which I don't know if you're gonna see, you can see it a little bit on screen here. This area over here above the counter, I did 2 layers of because I had thought that I was going to be painting these walls before I did the rest of the ceiling, but it turned out that was not the case because I also realized that I don't know where my other roller is. But there's a little bit of a difference. I haven't done the areas around the lights and the edges on the areas that are not above the counter, which is maybe not proper, but it just is how it is because again, I don't have a ladder right now because my ladder was stolen from me out of the garage, unfortunately. And I have not bought another one yet. The person who I am pretty sure stole that from me does not seem to use the local pawn shop at all, even though I know that he does pawn things regularly. So I'm gonna need to call around the entire region to try to figure out if anybody will ouster that he does business with them. So as I mentioned in my baby mouskin video that is in the process of loading right now, when I cleaned this up, and it's been days ago, you could try to look at the date of when I last did this because I've been kind of working outside for a little while. Someone gave me the tip because I was so tired. I did not want to wash this really heavy 1/2 inch nap roller just in the sink because it would be washing down into my septic, and it was super dark outside. I did not want to be washing this outside either. And so what somebody did is they gave me the tip to just take a plastic bag. So I took a grocery bag and I didn't just set it in the bag, but I wrapped the bag so that it would be tight around the entire painted area of this roller. And it is still just like extremely wet. I mean, it's totally fine for me to just carry on using. I think once I pour in more paint, which I'm just so happy about. Oh shoot, it looks like I forgot. See, this is trash now. This foam brush I forgot over here because I wasn't looking over here. So all the foam brushes I had all over here I washed, but that one I did not. But those are pretty cheap, so it's not a big deal. Now I did buy an angled brush to cut the walls because my daughter had sent me how to paint like a pro video, and they were suggesting using an angled brush, which I don't have to put in the video right now, to cut the lines on the ceiling and the walls and things instead of masking tape. And, you know, I will say that it seems like a good idea, so I'm going to try to do that. But I do just have to get this ceiling painted first. So since I went, well, it's already been 3 minutes and I've been jabber-jawing, but since I had to go back for another bucket of paint, what I'm going to do is, I mean, it's tough because, like, even now, this one looks slightly more gray. But I'm gonna just mix both of these really well. And I know even though my ceiling is in rough shape because there's all these areas, I feel like it's slightly less noticeable with the white versus the milk tea color. But you can see some of these areas where the tape isn't done well, where the seams are. You can see all those. So there's a lot of imperfections in my ceiling that I just don't feel like fixing right now. I just want to get this milk tea color gotten rid of so that it'll be a little bit more visually appealing. But I know one thing that will drive me crazy is if there is a line of 2 different colors across my ceiling. So when I was painting the ceiling, I was actually very careful to leave a good bit. Once it became very apparent to me that I was not quite going to be able to finish my ceiling with 1 gallon, the 2 coats, I made sure to go ahead and leave quite a bit of it. And so like this area, for example, I intentionally did not put a second coat on because I wanted to leave some paint in this can so that I could mix these 2 cans together. So after I mix both of these super well, I'm not sure if I'm going to get my drill mixer involved in this or not. I'm going to pour some of this into here, and I'm just going to kind of pour them back and forth in a while continually mixing to try to make sure that in case there is a small variance in color, that it will be minimized. Because occasionally when you are mixing things, it can change a little bit. And unfortunately, the way that this was done is it was mixed as a custom color for me. So we'll see how it goes. But I probably am actually going to go ahead and get my little drill mixer involved in this. And I'll check back in with you guys later after I've made some progress and maybe gotten some paint on the walls. Well, it's about a little bit shy of 2:30 in the morning. I did my second coat earlier. Some areas, edges, and around these lights, there's a big moth over there, but around these lights, I only have done one coat so far. So I do just need to touch up a couple areas. But the ceiling is looking pretty good. I did do a second coat in this nook as well, which is very dark and hard to see right now. But I took an abundant amount of breaks and I was slacking and getting kind of distracted with some other stuff. So I did start painting tonight. Now part of this is still wet, is part of why it looks so uneven, because I did go over the roller on this edge right here again after I did this little inside part, just so that I could kind of go over the edge. But it's kind of different states of dryness right now, and I didn't, finish everything, but this is going to be enough for me to sit with the color. I've been kind of sitting with the little color splotches on the wall for a while, and I'm really satisfied. I feel like the color doesn't really show up right on my tablet screen, but it's just very beautiful. And then, it's still, it doesn't show up quite right on here, but I really like it and I'm happy. I'll be curious to see what it looks like when it goes on these back walls that get a little darker at night. But yeah, obviously a whole bunch of work left to do. And I don't know, I'm just gonna stitch these together and post them for my update from today / yesterday, today, late night, you know what I mean. Take it easy, y'all.